What's up, guys? It's Cassie and Sara, and today we're talking about the BTK killer.
So if you like watching murder mysteries, make sure you hit that subscribe button and keep on watching. Dennis Rader was born on March 9th, 1945 in Pittsburg, Kansas, and grew up in Wichita. The oldest of 4 sons, he enjoyed a seemingly normal childhood, reportedly masking such disturbing behavior as hanging stray animals. Rader dropped out of college and joined the U.S. Air Force in the mid-1960s. After returning to Wichita, he married his wife Paula in 1971 and worked for an outdoor supply company for about a year. In 1974, he began a lengthy stint as an employee of ADT Security Services. On January 15, 1974, Rader strangled 4 members of the Otero family to death in their Wichita home. Parents Joseph and Julie, and 2 of their children, Josephine and Joseph Jr., before leaving with a watch and a radio. Strangulation and souvenir taking would become part of his modus operandi, or pattern of behavior. He also left semen at the scene and later said that he derived sexual pleasure from killing. The Otero's 15-year-old son, Charlie, came home later that day and discovered the bodies. Rader struck again a few months later. On April 4th, 1974, he waited in the apartment of a young woman named Catherine Bright before stabbing and strangling her when she returned home. Rader also shot her brother Kevin twice and managed to survive. Kevin later described Rader as an average-sized guy, bushy mustache and psychotic eyes, according to a Time magazine article.
He liked to strangle people. That was like his...
That's like his MO.
Go-to, yeah.
Like, is strangling and taking things.
Yeah, classic. But like this poor 15-year-old, he like goes to probably school or wherever the heck he is, and he comes home and his whole family is dead.
Murdered.
I can't even imagine, like...
I know.
And like he's the one that found him. That's like so sad.
So he had a good childhood, but he also liked to hang.
And he hid it from people. Like nobody really knew.
You definitely know.
That's crazy.
That there it is. But it's just like, I love that he like kept it, hidden for so long, and then out of the blue,
he goes straight to people.
He goes straight to not just one person, a family, an entire family. That's how he's just started off.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy, because I feel like a lot of times with like serial killers and murders, like their first one tends to be like sloppy and usually like one person.
Yeah.
But this guy decided to just take out an entire family.
An entire family.
That's crazy.
In October 1974, Rader placed a letter in a public library book in which he took responsibility for killing the Oteros. The letter ended up with a local newspaper, and the poorly written note gave authorities some idea who they were dealing with. Rader wrote, "It's hard to control myself. You probably call me psychotic with sexual perversion hang-up." He warned that he would strike again, noting, "The code words for me will be bind them, torture them, kill them. BTK. The initials stuck, and the murderer came to be known by variations of the BTK killer moniker, or simply BTK. Rader's next known crimes occurred in 1977. In March of that year, he tied up and strangled Shirley Vian after locking her children in the bathroom. In December, he strangled Nancy Fox in her home and then called the police to report the homicide. Shortly afterward, in January 1978, Rader sent a poem to a local newspaper about the Vian killing. Several weeks later, he sent a letter to a local television station stating that he was responsible for killing Vian, Fox, and another unknown victim. He also made allusions of several other notorious killers, including Ted Bundy and David Berkowitz, also known as the Son of Sam. Despite his cat-and-mouse game with authorities, Rader was able to keep a lid on his secret murderous life. Reportedly an attentive husband, he and his wife had a son in 1975 and a daughter in 1978. The next year, Rader graduated from Wichita State University with a degree in administration of justice. Still, he continued to taunt authorities and appeared to be poised to strike again. In April 1979, Rader waited in an elderly woman's home but left before she returned. He sent her a letter to let her know that BTK had been there. In an effort to catch him, the authorities released the 1977 recording of his phone call to police, hoping that someone might recognize the voice. After several years without a known crime, Rader killed his neighbor Maureen Hedge on April 27, 1985. Her body was found days later on the side of the road. The following year, he killed Vicki Wegerly in her home. His final known victim, Dolores Davis, was taken from her home on January 19, 1991.
I just am like confused. Like, he put a letter in a library book. Who found it? And, like, when?
Like, did he find, like, the most popular
Book? I don't know. You know what I mean? Like,
like,
there's a lot of books in the library.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, it was, like, the 70s, so maybe the library was kind of small. Because they are in, what, Kansas, Wichita?
Yeah, maybe it was, like, tiny. I don't know. But, like, to me, that's, like...
I know.
It could take forever for somebody to find it. But wait, let's talk about, like, his moniker. So, obviously, we said that he's going by BTK, but it stands for bind them, torture them, kill them. I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I just thought it was just, like...
BTK, I don't know what I thought it meant.
But not bind them, torture them, kill them.
No.
That's
like, very interesting. We haven't had anyone that, like...
actually had, like,
an acronym like that.
Yeah.
His wife, I don't think, had any clue. Like, she just thought he was, like, a great guy because he was, like, so involved in, like, the family.
Yeah,
and, like,
he was a family man.
Yeah. That's what he appeared to be, but, like, really, he was out strangling their neighbor. Let's continue.
Over the next several years, BTK dropped off the map as Rader focused on work and family life. He had left ADT in the late 1980s and started working for the Wichita suburb of Park City as a compliance supervisor in 1991. In his new position, Rader was known to be a stickler for the rules. He measured the height of people's lawns and chased stray animals while toting a tranquilizer gun. According to reports, Rader took pleasure in exerting his limited authority over his neighbors and other members of the community. He was also a Boy Scout troop leader and president of his church council. With many news stories marking the 30th anniversary of the Otero murders, BTK resurfaced in 2004. Rader sent local media outlets and authorities several letters filled with items related to his crimes, including pictures, a word puzzle, and an outline for the BTK story. He also left packages with clues, including a computer disk that ultimately led authorities to Rader's church. Investigators also noticed his Jeep on security tapes at some of the package drop-off areas and cemented their case by obtaining a DNA sample from Rader's daughter. Rader was arrested on February 25, 2005, and later charged with 10 counts of first-degree murder. His neighbors and fellow church members were stunned by the news, unable to believe that the man they knew was the serial killer that had haunted the area for so long. Rader pled guilty to all the charges on June 27, 2005. As part of his plea, he gave the horrifying details of his crimes in court. Many observers noted that he described the gruesome events without any sign of remorse or emotion. Because he committed his crimes before the state's 1994 reinstatement of the death penalty, Rader was sent to El Dorado Correctional Facility to serve his 10 life sentences.
So he changed jobs, and then he kind of became, like, annoying? I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, he took his power too much.
And he, like, carried a tranquilizer gun, and he was
just attacking animals?
Like, pushing, like, his authority, like, as far as, like, it would allow him to.
Which I guess I wouldn't be surprised, like, because of who he is and what he's done. Like, he wants the control.
I feel like if somebody, like, pissed him off, take that tranquilizer gun, he'd be like,
probably.
You're my next victim.
Probably. He came back in 2004.
Because it marked
the 30th anniversary.
Yeah, that's a long time.
He's gotten away with murder for 30 years. But then he was, like, sending the authorities, like, souvenirs, like, pieces that he took from the crime scene and
literally
stuff.
clues to, like,
literally. Did he want to be caught? Like, he sent them stuff, like, from his church. Did he not think that it was going to come back to the church?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe he was like, they're not going to recognize this church. They're not going to recognize my Jeep. Like,
I don't know. That's, like, if I were a killer, I would be like, that would be, like, my first no-no. Like, I don't know. Like, maybe he wanted to be caught. You know, because, like, I feel like some killers...
Yeah, they're like, okay, it's been a long run. He's like, let's call it.
Or let's up the ante and, like, make them come at me. See if I can get away with it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's very strange. So, yeah, that was the BTK killer. And, well, his real name is Dennis Rader. But that was, like, the story of, like, how he got his moniker and, like, what he did. We hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I liked it.
I know, I did too.
It was a good one. Leave your comments down below if you guys enjoyed it. What else you want us to do.
Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. Turn on your post notifications so you get notified every time we post a video.
And make sure you follow us on social media. It'll be in the description down below. We will see you guys next Friday. Peace.